Hey guys. Okay, so I don't have a tripod right now, and so this might not be the best video, but I just wanted to make this video because from what I found, there were not a lot of videos on this topic, and I actually had a really hard time finding the information. And yeah, I did a lot of reading and everything, and people just kept saying the same thing. Like, when you have a kitten that has diarrhea or a kitten that is just transitioning from nursing onto food, that they have a really hard time and it gives them diarrhea. And I don't buy that. That to me, I was like, hey, this is not natural. Like this is not how it's supposed to be. Like this is just not how it's supposed to be. And when you look at the ingredients in the cat food, on the canned cat food, like it doesn't matter what brand you buy. You can buy the best brand that there is. There are toxic ingredients. There are natural flavors, i.e. MSG. There's preservatives. There's a number of preservatives. There's guar gums. Like there is cellulose, which is actually tree bark. There are so many different things. There's like meat byproducts and cornmeal and soy, and it just goes on and on. And there's no way that's not natural. Like, and another thing I thought about too is a kitten is so tiny and their organs are so fresh and new and tiny. And to go from nursing to transition to need to digest this canned food with all those ingredients I was just talking about, like their body is so new, it doesn't know how to do that. So I think with time we learn to kind of how to deal with certain things. Not that we're supposed to be eating bad things, but I just think we can manage it better. But when you are a new kitten and you're so tiny, I think that the body is just, it's such an absolute shock to the cat system. So for me and my experience, I was feeding my cat Royal Canine kitten wet food. And I mean, oh, it's one of the worst offenders. The ingredients in that are terrible, but I was told supposedly that's what she was eating, which I found out to be a lie. Like I actually had to teach her to even eat. I could tell she was like fresh from nursing and she hadn't actually been eating on her own yet. So that was a whole thing in itself. But so she had diarrhea for like about a week because I think it was only after like 2 days of that food, I'm like, okay, this food is not it. And then I switched her to wellness. And I think we did that for like a day or two. And then I switched her to Acana. Is that what it's called? Acana. And that, like, it didn't matter what food I switched to. She continued to have the diarrhea until finally I came across a YouTube video and the lady talked about what to feed the cat. And oh my God, like, you guys, life-changing. I wish I had known this before when I had my other cats, because like there were times when they'd have diarrhea and I just didn't know what to do. And I was like, why are they having diarrhea? Okay, so this is all you need, and it is so simple. So you just need some ground turkey. You just have to cook up the ground turkey. Do not put any spices in it. And then you want to get pure pumpkin puree. So you want to make sure that you are not buying the pumpkin puree that has like sugar in it or cinnamon or anything. You want to just get the pure pumpkin. It should just be one ingredient, which is pumpkin. And yeah, you just want to cook up the turkey, and then you want to add like a ratio of 15% pumpkin to 85% turkey and feed them that. And oh my gosh, they're gonna love it. Okay, I'm gonna insert a clip of Chloe eating her food. The first time I gave this to her, I was thinking like, oh, she's not gonna want to eat this. This is really weird, like pumpkin. Oh, she went insane for it. She gobbled it down so fast. And then every time after I'd feed her, like she knew it was feeding time, she would get so excited when I'd come in the room. She'd start like shaking and meowing. She'd go to her bowl and she was just like, she couldn't even contain herself. So I mean, my cat loves it, so hopefully your cat would like it too. But I'll put this clip in. So I just fed her, and this is like, she's already eaten at least a quarter of it. She eats so much, and I feed her usually like 3 times a day now. Sometimes 4 if the time is just kind of off and there's like a big gap before bed and I just want her belly to be full, because I do think that she sleeps a lot better when her belly is really full. So, but yeah, as you can see, she absolutely loves this food. Chloe. Hi. Yeah, she's just busy eating. So yeah, and as you can see, she eats a lot. Also, too, at first I was like, I don't know how much to feed her, and I was feeding her a little bit less, and I think too small of an amount. And I think that your cat will really tell you if it's not enough or it is. For instance, she will meow at me. Like she tells me when she's hungry, and she kind of starts to act up a little bit more when she's hungry. So I know, and now she eats a lot. Like she is going through that turkey like crazy. Yeah, she eats so much, you guys. I feed her like 3 times a day, sometimes 4 times a day, and I can't believe how much she eats. But she is a growing kitten, so I just give her as much as she can. And another thing, if I do feed her too much at once, she won't eat it all at once. She'll eat like most of it or whatever, as much as she can, and then she'll leave the rest there, and then like in an hour eat more. So like they know how much to eat. They're not gonna eat so much that they're going to make themselves sick or anything. You don't have to worry about that. Plus, this is pure protein, like the healthiest food they can eat. So yes, I'm so happy. And I made a video originally when we first got her, and her behavior was out of control. She was like being a really, really bad cat, but she also had the diarrhea going on. And you know, as soon as I switched her to this food, I could not believe how her personality changed, how she started to calm down. She started to listen. It's like I think she was trying to communicate to me that she was really stressed out about the food situation and her belly. And now that that's all resolved, it's like, I'm telling you guys, it's like a night and day difference. Anyways, okay. Yeah. If your cat is having diarrhea, and I assume this would work for a dog. I believe it does, because I've heard that pumpkin is really good, and I mean they can eat turkey. So yes, do this. Like I'm telling you. Oh, and another thing, way cheaper than buying canned food. So I have continued to stick with this. I don't plan on buying canned food. Yeah, I bought like this huge thing of it from Costco. This huge, like, what do you want to call it? Like roll of ground turkey that I separated last night, and I cooked up a bunch, but then I also put a lot in the freezer for later to cook up. And so that was $32 from Costco. It was 3 kilograms. And the food from the pet stores, those, even the tiny little cans, you know, those like tiny little cans, those are around $3 each. And that's like, for a big cat, that's probably 1 meal, basically. So for a small cat, yeah, 2. I don't know. But anyways, the pet food is wildly expensive. So this actually saves a lot of money. It's way healthier, and you're going to have less vet bills in the end for sure. And I do still give her dry food, which I just leave in the room with her, and she can eat that as she pleases. She only eats that, I notice, if she's like really, really hungry. I'll catch her eating it, but usually she doesn't. But I do want her to have it for her teeth. I think it's good for her teeth to like chew on hard things. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.